game?
Oh man, I feel like I got hit by a truck.
Like what?
Like I got hit by a truck. It's brutal. Um, but it's a part of it, you know. It's a grinded out game. Took a couple spills. I'm all right. I'm fine.
Steve was just talking about the emotions of going back, for KD this weekend, and I know you talked about it when OKC came here, but can you imagine what that could be like?
I mean, I really can't. I've never been in this situation. I could have my thought of what it's going to be like, but you never know. It's when the emotions and all that gets involved in it. I do know it'll be huge for him and them. They want him coming back in there as well, so it'll be a huge weekend for them also, but, huge for him. And if it's huge for him, it's huge for us. So, obviously we have a couple games to take care of before that game, but it's like any other time. You always have ones that you have circled on the schedule, and for him, I'm sure that's one of them.
I know you tweeted or mentioned that it was no big deal. There was a video of you and Kevin going back and forth. I know you guys, this happens. Is it kind of healthy that you guys can air it out like that in front of everybody? And
if you can, you're probably on a losing team. But everybody who makes a big deal out of it probably are losers. So that's how I view it. Anyone who knows anything about winning know that that's going to happen. And it just is what it is.
What was that one about? I know you had the one about, whether it was going to set the pick or not in the other game, but what was this one about?
Nothing in general. It was actually a tactic. But that's for us for us to know and everyone else to figure out. That's.
Kevin, is it good for Kevin and you to be able to talk like that? I mean, for just each other, for your friendship?
Is it good for our friendship?
Nothing's underneath the surface. Nothing's hidden.
It'll never be. Like I said, if you got to hide something from one of your teammates and you can't say something to somebody, then you're in a bad situation. And me personally, I don't want to be in that situation. If you're on a team where you can't talk, where there's moments and you need to yell at each other, maybe that yelling is to get each other going. Like, you don't know what that is, and no one else knows what that is. So if there is a team like that, please make sure I'm on the first thing smoking out of there. Because that team ain't for me.
I think if you're on the team, the team won't be like that.
Yeah, that team wouldn't be for me. Yeah, that's a setup for failure if you're on a team like that. So I'd rather not.
Is there a part of you that kind of finds it funny when people make a big deal about something like that happens in a game?
It used to be funny. At this point, it's just ridiculous. But whatever. I don't really care. Yeah, I guess it is funny. People making a fool out of themselves. But, we kind of sit and laugh at everyone else together, so it works out.
Can you tell us what the disagreement was about?
Yeah, you can go talk to one of these losing teams and they'll tell you everything that's going on with them. Not here.
Is it sort of like sibling, having all these siblings? I mean, that's how Steve mentioned it a bit ago. I mean, at some point, if you're all in the same house, you're going to have a moment.
Absolutely. But this wasn't even one of those moments. Like, you do have those moments where you've been around each other all day, every day, and such has happened, then this has happened, and then you end up just sick of it and you lose it. This wasn't even one of those moments. So, but yeah, you do have those. This wasn't one of those, though.
What do you think when you see, maybe you're watching last night, the Cleveland game, and they're all talking about, is Kevin Love going to be traded, or there's all these other issues with all the other teams, and it's not with you guys? Do you sense that other teams are kind of scrambling to try to match you guys, or what do you think about all this other stuff out there?
I don't really pay attention to it. Number one, I didn't watch the game, so I didn't hear it. I heard, yeah, but I didn't hear it. And then I think nothing of Kevin Love being traded. Number one, that's not going to happen. Like, I mean, if you're going to trade someone, your starting point guard off a championship team, Whew. You got other problems. So that's not happening. So when I even hear it, I just kind of wonder whoever's saying it, like where do they get their credibility from? Like as a blogger or a journalist or whatever, like where do you get your credibility from if you really think that Kevin Love is going to be traded? Like, and then yet they can make a complete fool out of me and go do it tomorrow, but I think their goal is to win a championship, not to make a fool out of me. So I don't think that's happening, but it's just my opinion. I don't know.
Draymond, you've been on other Warriors teams that haven't seen this kind of success. How important is it for chemistry that you haven't had to deal with losing streaks?
I think it helps. When you don't have to deal with losing streaks and everybody's reeling and getting frustrated with each other, then you start pointing the finger and all those things. I think that definitely does help. But at the same time, not going on those losing streaks is having the type of guys that we have around here that know how to deal with stuff immediately and correct it. So I can't say that we will handle it well because we haven't done it. But the type of guys that we have, I think we would. And I think that's the biggest reason why we haven't had to go through it.
What do you think has been the key to you guys not having having that streak of consecutive games without back-to-back losses?
Focus is definitely one of them. The competitive nature of this group, over the last few years, not wanting to lose 2 in a row, saying we don't do that. We got to correct the problem right away. I think all that, really makes a difference. And it's, I think the number one thing always has to be the focus for sure, though. Like, you have to lock back in immediately. And we've done a good job of that.
How do you think Looney's doing with the extra opportunity?
I think he's doing well. He's been playing well. He's helping us out. A couple calls went against him a couple games ago, or last game, that kind of threw him off a little bit, which probably shouldn't have gone against him. But overall, I think he's done a really good job.
Thanks, Draymond.
Thanks, Draymond.